So happy day, children. Okay, welcome back once again to a new chapter. Okay, it's for class 8 and the chapter's name is The Earth, Our Living Planet. Okay, so it's a very interesting chapter and definitely you'll be more interested to know, okay, because you are staying on this planet, the Earth. Okay, now what's the things you're going to study in this particular chapter? The contents that you're going to go through is names of the Earth, the size of the Earth and distribution of water on it, continents and oceans of the world, then latitudes and longitudes, then finally the time, the local time, standard time, international date line. Okay, so we'll be knowing about this units then. Okay, why are we living on this earth? A question will arise in your mind. Yes, students then? Yeah. So why are we living on this earth without any so many planets there in the solar system? Why should we live on this particular planet, the earth? Okay, because simple. The earth is home for all forms of life like plants, animals and human beings because of a suitable distance from the sun, range of temperature, life supporting gases, atmosphere, water cycle, etc. So that's the reason we are living on this earth. Isn't it a beautiful planet? Okay, now so this beautiful planet has so many names, so we call it by different like living planet because we're all living on this earth. It's a unique planet because compared to all other planets there's a only planet which sustains your life. It's a watery planet. Why? Because 70% of the earth is filled up with your water and it's called as a blue planet because of its water content. Okay, now coming back to your size of the earth. Okay, see the picture on the screen. Okay, children, the earth, when you see the picture there, there's a sun, the earth rotating and there's a moon also there. Okay, so here we are giving the size of the earth. So it's the fifth largest planet, the sun's family. When we say sun's family, it's a solar family, the solar system. Okay, it's the fifth largest planet. The diameter of the earth is approximately 4 times greater than the moon. You can see this there, the earth rotating also there. So what is it there? It's approximately 4 times greater than the moon and 107 times less than that of the sun. So this is what is shown in that particular picture. So okay, how big is this earth? So the exact measurement of earth is 510 million square kilometers. Okay, in this 361 million square meter, that is 70.78% is covered by a water. That's what we call it as a watery planet. And next 149 million square kilometers, that is 29.22% is covered by a land. So what will be the ratio? So water ratio will be more. So here the ratio between the land and the water body is 1 to your land and 2.43 is your ratio for your water content. Okay, so the ratio between the land and the water body is 1 is to 2.43. Okay, now let's go a little further. So what's the shape of the earth? It is geode in shape. So the right on the screen you have towards the left hand side corner. Okay, you have the shape of the earth. So we call it as a geode shape. So what's the meaning of geode shape of the earth? It is oblique shape. What's the meaning of oblique shape? It doesn't have a shape of an egg. Here what happened? The center there, the earth goes little bulging there. Okay, children. So this thing we call it as what? The geode shape then. Okay, next. Now, when we see all these things, we've seen the shape of the earth and all those things are there. So it's called the watery planet, the different names for the planet, and it's a wonderful planet. So we should know who we are staying here, isn't it? So here we have the continents and the oceans also there. So what are these continents there? Okay, so here continents are land masses of large size and they are the land bodies of the earth. So there are 7 continents. Already in your previous classes or your junior classes you have studied about the continents. It's nothing but the land mass on the earth. So how many continents are there? There are 7 continents on a earth. So here we have North America. I think you see the colors there, children there. So you have a northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, the eastern hemisphere and your western hemisphere. In that the green color what you see is a North America. Then below that, South America, you have a Europe, Africa, Asia, and your Australia, shaded in different colors there. And among this, Asia is the largest, okay, and Australia is the smallest. Okay, these are the continents of the Earth. Now, what is this water bodies of the Earth? These water bodies of the Earth are called as your oceans. So there are 4 major oceans in the Earth. Okay, so here you have your Pacific. You can locate it yourself. Very clear. It's very clear there. You have a Pacific Ocean. Okay, just below the equator. Then you have your Atlantic Ocean. Can you see that between the South America and your Africa there? Okay, then you have Indian Ocean. You should be knowing that just below our country India there. Okay, then Arctic Ocean. So where is the Arctic Ocean? Just extreme towards your the north. Okay. Now these are the four major water bodies of the earth. So here Pacific is the largest and deepest ocean, while Arctic is the smallest and your shallowest ocean there. Okay. Now here the entire earth, if you see, I have already told you that the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Here and the equator line passes in between there. So northern hemisphere is called a land hemisphere. You can just see almost all the continents are towards the northern hemisphere, that is just above the equator. So what is the south there? So majority of your oceans like Pacific, Atlantic, all this ocean, Indian Ocean are to your southern hemisphere. So we call this northern hemisphere as a land hemisphere and southern hemisphere as the water hemisphere. Okay. Now, come back to the other important thing there. So, our entire Earth is of your latitudes and your longitudes. Why do you need to draw these latitudes and longitudes? Simple. So, what are these latitudes and longitudes? To know the position, distance and direction of east, west, north and south, a network of lines are drawn on the globe. They are called as latitudes and your longitudes. So, the first picture what you see is your latitude, that's yellow shaded there. So what is latitude lines? There's a horizontal lines, or we call it sleeping lines. Can you see children the first picture? Okay, it's all yellow color, so north pole to south pole there. So these are the horizontal lines, it's called as latitudes. The next picture what you get is a blue color shaded there. So this is called as what? The longitude lines. So it runs from your north pole to your south pole there. And here the prime meridian or the lines that the longitude lines is also called as meridian lines, and the important line is a prime meridian line here. Now these two join together. The last picture that you got is in a greenish shade there. The Earth's grid means the horizontal lines are called as latitudes. The vertical lines are called as longitudes. When these two intersect each other right angles, can you see that picture there? Okay, and they create a network called as what? The grid or the graticule. So here latitude the horizontal line, longitude the vertical line. When these two lines just combine together on the earth, we call it as what? The grid or the graticule. Now we'll take it separately then. What are these latitudes then? Latitudes are the imaginary lines which joins all the places with the same angular distance north or the south of the equator. So where is this equator? You can see this 0 degrees there. This is the equator line there. So here the lines that are drawn are called, as I told you, horizontal lines are the latitudes there. So north pole is there, south pole is here. So you see this horizontal, the sleeping line then. Now here we have got this, and all these lines, okay, are measured in degrees. And here can you see children the equator line there? So it represents your 0 degrees there, and the longest line of the latitude and is known as a great circle. So what is it called as? It's called as a great circle. Which is a great circle? The 0 degree equator is called as a great circle. And these lines of latitudes are also called as parallel of latitudes. So which are the important latitudes you have there? Okay, 0 degree latitude is the equator or the great circle, just now I mentioned that. Now 23.5 degree north latitude lines. Okay, it's called the Tropic of Cancer. Where is the Tropic of Cancer? It is in the northern hemisphere. So what is this Tropic of Capricorn? It's in the southern hemisphere. And already you'll be knowing the 23.5 degree line also passes through India. Okay, and this is called the Tropic of Cancer or 23.5 degree north latitude line. And after repeating once again, this is the line that passes through your India there. Okay, and 90 degree north is your north pole above there, and 90 degrees south is your south pole below there. Can you see that all this in the picture, children? It's very clearly marked there. Okay, next we come to your longitude line. Okay, now what is this longitude line? Previous itself I have told you. It is an imaginary line that intersects equator at right angle. Join the north and the south are called as longitude line. Can you see the lines, children? So in the center of the earth you can see there's equator. Already I've shown the previous picture there. So when these lines run from north pole to south pole, they intersect, means what? They cut that equator line there. These lines are shown as a series of semicircles that run from north pole to, so they are not in a straight line, they are semicircle lines. Okay, all lines of longitudes are of equal length and are called as what? Meridians. So what are these meridians? The lines of longitude which have equal length are called as meridians. So prime meridian is the center line that's drawn there. It's also called the Greenwich meridian. The meridian past of Greenwich has been called a prime meridian and is marked as 0 degree longitude. Okay, hope you have understanding this, children. So latitudes are the horizontal lines, your longitudes are the vertical lines, and the center line that passes longitude line is the Greenwich meridian, or we call it as a prime meridian. And the center line, okay, that passes through the center, okay, it's called as a equator. That's the longest line that we have on the earth. Now apart from all this thing, there's something called as time zones. So what are these time zones? Okay, we call it local time, international date line, and a standard time. So I've given you the meaning also here, children. There, the first picture. Okay, so here, in order to avoid the confusion of the local time, countries follow some uniform time throughout the country based on a central meridian line. I've told you what is this meridian line. It's a longitudinal line that from the North Pole to the South Pole. Okay, and here this, and I've told you this is called as a standard time of the country. The central meridian is called standard time of the country. And India, the line that passes is 82.5 degree east longitude line. And children, this line passes through your Allahabad there, and we call it standard meridian, and the Indian standard time is taken from this particular line, and the difference between for us is from the Greenwich time is 5.5 hours there. Okay, so this longitude line 82.5 east longitude line is a very important line. Even for exam point of view, you should know how it passes there through, and okay, past the city of Allahabad of Uttar Pradesh. And here this is called Indian standard time, and the time is based on this particular line. Okay, what is this local time? Now I've given a picture here. Can you see all these men standing here then? So this local time means according to the longitude. Longitude is what? The line that's running from your North Pole to your South Pole. Okay, what happens here? The time according to the longitude of the place or according to the position of the sun at that particular time. So what happens when the line passes at a particular time? Suppose the sun is shining vertically over the longitude at 12 o'clock at that particular place. So just look at the persons who are standing there. So what will happen there? Same meridian, you will have this particular time. So one person is standing 12 o'clock and next is 12 o'clock and it's 11:59. But it will be similar. Okay, why? Because here the sun is shining vertically over all these places in different areas. The timings will be the same here. Now what is this international date line? A line passing through 180 degrees. Can you see this, children? It's just drawn there, the line there. Okay, diametrically opposite to the GMT. What is this GMT? The Greenwich Meridian time there was adopted as a point where circumnavigators would adjust. Means those who go around the world there. Okay. Now this line is supposed to pass through Pacific Ocean along the 180 degree meridian. Okay, you can see that 180 degrees there, the red dotted line there, and you have a middle line there. So what happens there, meridian? But make short detours. Means what? They just take a shortcuts. Okay, in order to avoid land masses. This is called as international date line. Okay, able to follow, children there? I think it's very clear with the picture there. So I explained also what is this international date time, local time, and a standard time. Okay, now so when you see about all this, isn't it Earth a very magnificent thing there? Okay, so here try to go through the video once again. You have any doubts, you can just email to us there. Okay, and we'll clarify the doubts. Hope you have understood this chapter, children. Thank you for watching it, and some assignments will be given there. Try to finish off the assignments. Thank you. Seeing you in the next video.